Hello. Thank you so much for meeting me here on the mat today to enjoy this asana practice. My name is Melody. I am a yoga instructor in Texas, and I am so happy to be sharing with you this Warrior One flow. It's a nice, strong Warrior One Vinyasa practice that's going to let us tap in to a neutral pelvic and hip posture, all the while strengthening and stretching through upper and lower body. So we can tap into that fire, that warrior being within ourselves, and give ourselves a little love this day. To get started, we are going to take a hero's pose or virasana. To come into heroes, we want our toes pointing backwards. We can either keep ankles and heels together and just sit your tush right on top of your feet, nice and long. Or if you'd rather a deeper expression of the pose, keep your knees together, but take those toes wider than your hips so that your hips can sink down between your heels. If you're coming into that deeper posture, you might need to scoot your legs, your calf muscles out of the way. You might also take a block or a bolster and bring it under your sits bones and under your tailbone. So we're lifted up a little bit, taking the weight out of those knees. Sometimes that full hero's pose can be a little intense in the bend in our knees. So once we find that space in our lower body that feels comfortable and confident, we're going to stack shoulders over our hips. We're going to drop upward with that Uddiyana Bandha, upward with our belly button to create a little bit of support in your low belly to help offer that support and that strength to our low spine. So we can sit up nice and tall. You might imagine the vertebrae of your spine growing up towards the ceiling so that our chest becomes really proud, our neck becomes really long, and our ears and our crown starts to draw upward like the top of a tree growing to the sun. Once you're settled and you feel comfortable and confident in your body, you might begin to close your eyes down or allow them to soften gently and find a focal point on the floor or on the mat just a foot or two in front of you. We let our shoulders become heavy, our elbows become loose. Your palms can either rest palm down on your thighs, or they might make a little bowl in your lap, stacking one palm on top of the other, and your thumbs gently touching to complete the circle. From here, we want to notice any tension around our eyes or our ears, in our jaw or our throat. And see if we can allow those spaces to relax and soften. Start to take in the way our breath flows through our nose, our sinuses, down our throat and expanding our lungs and our chest and our back. Allowing that diaphragm to engage and drop. Letting your belly expand. And then reversing its course, right back out the way it came, until that warm breath trickles gently over your top lip. You might start to notice your weight balanced on your sits bones and your tailbone. So we find that center point from front to back and side to side. Notice that long stretch from your toes to your knees, traveling through the tops of your feet, your ankles, your shins, into that deep, deep knee bend. From here, we're going to find a big breath in through our nose. Let it out your mouth like a sigh. We'll do that 2 more times. Full, deep inhale. Exhale, release. Last round. Our next breath in lets our fingertips sweep up and overhead. And exhale brings palms to touch and hands to your heart. If you'd like to set an intention today, you are more than welcome to take this moment to do so. Maybe we allow that intention to be colored by our Warrior One practice. Maybe even repeating, I am a warrior. I am strong. I am courageous. I am proud. I am grounded. Maybe noticing how those words and phrases feel to you. What imagery or emotion they draw forward. From here, we'll allow our hands to drop back to our lap and let your right ear drop to right shoulder for a nice neck stretch. Feel the softness of your shoulder blades. And feel the heaviness of your head as it tips to that side. And we'll come up and over to the left. And we'll bring ourselves back to center. From here, we're going to press our palms forward like we're saying stop. Spread those fingers as wide as they'll go. Scrunch them tight. And then find them in a more neutral palm and take some wrist circles. And switch directions. And give them a nice little shake. And coming into a tabletop or all fours, palms reach forward, they plant under your shoulders. Knees stack under your hips. Fingertips point to the top of your mat and toes to the back edge of your mat. We're going to continue to press down into our shins, just like the weight of our body were there. And on our inhale, drop your belly, lift your tail, let your chest drag through your biceps. And on your exhale, round that spine up to the ceiling and look back at your belly button. Take that a few more times. Inhale opens up that front body into cow. And exhale opens our back body like a Halloween cat. Give it 3 more. Last one. And we'll come right back to center, to that strong neutral spine. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Press into your first finger mound, your pinky mound, your thumb, and the heel of your hand. And then tuck your toes and press those hips up and back into a downward facing dog. We're going to take a pretty big calf stretch right here since we spent so long in hero already. So take a deep bend in one knee. See if you can press that other heel towards the mat. And then switch sides. Take that again, each side. And then we're going to draw up to our tiptoes, lifting our heels. Bend your knees deep, deep, almost as though you could bring your thighs to touch your belly. And then start to gently soften those heels to the mat. We'll take that again, lifting our heels to tippy toe. Squatting, bending knees, bringing ribs backwards. And then drop our heels and straighten our knees. Last round, flowing through, lift your heels. Press your upper body back as you bend knees. And then drop those heels. Good. From here, we're going to look at our thumbs. We're going to walk our feet up right between our hands. And land in a great big fold. You might feel really nice for you to take opposite palm to opposite elbow to offer a generous bend in your knees. Maybe let yourself rock or sway side to side like a rag doll. Think about loosening through your back body. Letting that upper body hang heavy like you were flopped over on a shelf. For 2 more breaths. And slow motion, we'll release our palms, bend our knees, roll on up to standing, stacking that spine, vertebrae on vertebrae, till we reach the top of our Tadasana or mountain pose. We'll find our feet under our hips under our shoulders, and our head right smack dab in the middle. And we'll use our next inhale to sweep those arms high to the sky. Exhale brings hands to your heart. Take that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, draw it through. Last one, inhale. And exhale. We'll come to a standing vinyasa, so we're going to inhale, sweep it big. Exhale, forward fold down to your toes. Inhale, place palms on your shins, lift halfway into a flat spine with a long neck. And exhale, relax. Inhale, rise back up to standing, arms high. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll take that standing vinyasa twice more. Inhale to sweep tall. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, drop back into that fold. Inhale, reverse swan dog back to standing. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last round, inhale. And forward fold. Lengthen. And relax. Draw it up tall. And bring it back to center. Good. We're going to add on to that sequence. So inhale is going to sweep us up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, come to your fingertips. Allow your right toes to step to the back edge of the mat. Good. Take a breath here in this nice high lunge, like a runner's lunge. And then from here, palms come to the earth. Left foot steps back to meet right in a high plank. On or off your knees, we're going to use our exhale breath to lower down to belly. Elbows point to the back of the mat. And then scoot your palms back an inch or two and press into a baby cobra, just lifting head and heart. Elbows to center, tops of feet press into the earth. Take a big inhale here. And then on your exhale, push through your tabletop and back to your down dog. From here, we're gonna look at our thumbs, walk our feet up right between our hands, land in that fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, opposite side, inhale, sweep it tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, come to fingertip. This time left toes step all the way back. Land in this runner's lunge for a full breath, nice and strong. And then when you're ready, palms plant. We step back to our plank. And on or off our knees, lower down, belly strong, back long. Inhale, you can come back to that same baby cobra. Or if it feels good, after scooching palms back, we can press into our full cobra, still keeping a micro bend in the elbows, but finding that deeper stretch through our abdominals. Chin stays parallel to the mat or even a little tucked. And we find a big inhale, and then exhale again, move through that tabletop back to your down dog. From here, our toes are gonna come just a little tighter to center. And our right heel is gonna lift to the ceiling into a three-legged dog. Give it some ankle circles. And reverse. Good, let these right toes come all the way up between your thumbs. Back heel is gonna rotate down. And our inhale is gonna sweep us up into our warrior one. Good. Now we want to aim for toes to be pivoting to the top edge of the mat. We want to take a little fish hook finger to our right hip and draw that hip crease to the back edge of our mat. Think about lifting that belly button, that Uddiyana Bandha, and then stacking wrists over shoulders, over hips. And if this feels like a lot in that back leg, we're going to step off of our tightrope and come to train tracks. So that back leg's gonna widen out to the left edge of your mat, and hopefully that'll give you a little more space to draw your pubic bone and your pelvis forward. Give it 2 more big breaths here. From here, we're gonna bring our hands behind us, interlace those fingers, stretch your knuckles down to your back heel as you squeeze shoulder blades together. Heart presses forward, ribs might start to open, and maybe that chin lifts up gently towards where the line of your wall meeting your ceiling. Breathe wide across your collarbones, across your sternum for 2 big breaths. And we'll release those arms, take them up and overhead. We'll forward fold back to that high runner's lunge, and then step it back to our downward facing dog. From here, again, toes come a little tighter. This time that left heel reaches to the sky, and we take some ankle circles. And switch directions. And we're going to draw these left toes up in between our thumbs. Back heel rotates down to the earth. When we feel steady, we rise up. Virabhadra 1. You might notice that our right and left sides feel very different, and that is okay. Again, take what you need here. Think about gently swiveling back toes forward. Take that fish hook on your left hand. Try to draw that left hip back to the back edge of the mat. If we need to widen our stance to a train track, feel free. And then belly button draws in and up. We have hips, shoulders, wrists, all in a nice long straight line. Take 2 more big breaths in this warrior 1. And gently we'll bring those arms down and around behind us. We'll interlace fingers. See if you can take your opposite thumb on top. And if you don't remember offhand which one to use last time, it'll probably be the one that feels a little funky, a little less than natural this time. So find that hand grip. And again, knuckles draw down and out to that back heel. Shoulder blades squeeze together behind us. That chest can lift and maybe chin draws gently upward. Try not to squint our eyes or furrow our eyebrows or clench our jaw. Hold it here for 3 breaths. One more. And slowly we'll release those arms, reach them back to the ceiling, and then bring them down to your mat and step back to your down dog. Again, we're going to look up to our thumbs, walk our feet up right between our hands, and land in a nice fold. Inhale will lift us halfway, flat back. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise up to standing, arms high. Exhale, takes hands to your heart. Good. From here, we're going to take our right foot. We're going to step it back about halfway down your mat. Keep all 10 toes, both hip bones, belly button, and sternum all pointing to the same direction, to the front edge of that mat. So we're in our pyramid leg. Inhale is going to take us tall. And exhale, forward fold over that front leg. This might be another great spot for a block, bringing blocks under our palms. And another great spot to take that fish hook on our left finger. Draw that left hip crease back to the back of the mat. We're going to hold it in this fold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release your block. Bend your front knee as much as you need to get palms down. And step back to your down dog. Inhale, take it forward, high plank or push up. And on or off your knees, lower down, slow and smooth. Find your choice of half or full cobra, whatever feels good for you today. Keep those fingers spread nice and wide. Take a big inhale. And exhale, bring it back to your down dog. From here, toes are going to come a little tighter to center. Our right heel is going to find its way back to the ceiling. And we're going to take some toe taps. So finding a big breath in. On your exhale, tap that toe down at the back of your mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Take that a few more times on your own. Inhale to reach. Exhale to tap. Inhale to reach. Exhale to tap. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, lift that heel nice and high. And then exhale, draw your toes up in between your thumbs. Back heel rotates down to the earth. We rise up into that warrior 1 again. Notice how you're feeling in this side the second time around. Notice any wiggles or adjustments we need to make to find ourselves strong and steady. Good. From here, we're going to flip our palms forward. Take a big breath in, reach through your fingertips, and on your exhale, grab an imaginary bar. Draw those elbows out and wide. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, pull it down. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring it back up nice and tall. We're going to come to a twist right here, a revolved warrior. So we're going to let our arms open wide to a T while we turn our sternum over our right shoulder. So we're rotating towards our front bent knee. Arms are coming out wide, palms facing the same direction, thumbs to the ceiling. Beautiful. Hold it here for 2 big breaths. We're going to take this twist on our breath. So inhale, sweep it back up through the middle. Exhale, twist to the right. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Give me 3 more. Last one. Good. Bring it tall. Lower those palms down. Step back to your high plank. On or off your knees, lower to belly. Press into baby or full cobra. Move through table back to your down dog. From here, we'll look at our thumbs. We'll walk our feet upright between our hands and land in our fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, Samastitihi. Beautiful. This time our left foot's going to step back about halfway down the mat. You know where we're going for that pyramid pose. All of our creases and joint heads point towards the top edge of your mat. Inhale, sweeps it tall. And exhale, forward fold. Grab that block if you need it. And again, know that this side might be completely different than the last. If we need to fish hook that right hip crease and draw it backwards, please do. If we need to shake our head yes and no to loosen out some neck tension, please do. And give it 3 big breaths in this deep, deep stretch. Good. We'll move our block. We'll bend our front knee as much as we need to get palms down. And step back to our down dog. If you'd like to flow through, you can. Finding plank. Lowering down. Pressing into cobra. And back to down dog. And then our toes come a little tighter to center. Our left heel lifts to the ceiling. We're going to take those toe taps on this side, so find a big breath in. And tap it down. Inhale. And exhale. Give it 3 more. Again, reach that heel high. And then draw those toes up between your thumbs. Back heel rotates down to the earth. Rise up, Virabhadra 1. We've been here several times now, so we know where we're going. We can make those adjustments we need. Gently drawing that left back pocket to the back edge of the mat. Gently lifting up with our belly button. And again, we're going to take those lat pulls, so palms forward, find a big inhale. Exhale, draw it down. Keep chest nice and broad as we inhale. And exhale. Good. 3 more. Last one. Good. Inhale brings it up, and we're going to come into that twist. So we're rotating over the left shoulder towards left knee and hip. Arms wide to the side, thumbs up, palms exposed. Hold it here, strong and steady. 2 big breaths, you got it. I know I said a Warrior 1 class and you guys didn't think those arms would be shaken quite as much as they are. And that's all right. We're gonna find these twists on that breath to help loosen everything up. So inhale brings us center and straight. Exhale, over and out. Inhale and exhale. Give it 3 more. So these twists will not be your greatest expression of a standing twist. because we've got that warrior one heel in back. We're not going to be able to rotate quite that far, and that's okay. We'll bring it back through to center. Lower your palms, step back to your plank, and flow through. On or off your knees. Baby or full cobra. From here, we're going to look at our thumbs, walk our feet up right between our hands, and land in our fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise up, palms high. Exhale, takes hands to your heart. Good. From here, we're going to take our feet about as wide as the mat, a little wider than our hips. We're going to interlace fingers behind us, stretch those knuckles down to the earth again. Take a big breath in, lifting your heart. And then on your exhale, hinge from your hip creases to a forward fold. If it feels good for you, knuckles can draw up and overhead towards the top edge of your mat. It might feel really nice to give a deep bend in those knees again. And shake your head yes and no again. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in the shoulder opener. The last one. And slow, we're going to draw back up to standing. Using your belly, using your feet. Release those arms, shake it out. We'll find our feet back under our hips. And again, inhale, we'll sweep us tall. Exhale, we'll forward fold. Walk your feet back to that down dog. Toes come a little tighter together, right heel lifts high to the sky, and give it a good little shake. Loosening those ankles, those toes, those thighs. Then draw that right knee up in between your thumbs. Back heel rotates down, find that warrior one. Gorgeous. Now this front knee in our warrior can bend all the way into a 90 degree, or it can be a little higher. We just want to think about knee stacking over ankle. From here, again, hands come behind us. See if you can take that funky thumb on top. Draw those knuckles down and back, and we're going to come into a humble warrior. So we're going to bow our heart to our inner thigh. Knuckles can point to the back of the mat or to the ceiling, whatever feels good. Press into the 4 corners of each foot. Imagine you could squeeze or magnetize inner thighs together. Lengthen through ribs and belly. We're going to hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back up. Stretch those fingertips up. And then forward fold back to your plank. If you want it, flow through. If not, head to your down dog. We'll all find our way there on an exhale. Toes closer to center so that left heel can lift high to the sky. Give it a little shake. Loosening ankles and toes and thighs and knees. And then draw left toes up. Right heel rotates down. Virabhadrasana 1. Get yourself stacked and secured. Belly strong. Hands come behind us, interlace. Knuckles down and back. We inhale to lift our heart and we exhale to bow. Chest inside of thigh. Knuckles either straight back or to the ceiling. Find that stability in your low body. I know this fold can knock us off balance. See if we can stay strong and rooted. Maybe come back to your intention or your mantra. I am capable. I am grounded. We're holding here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back up. Fingertips high. And exhale, step it back. Come into that plank. Lower down. Lift your heart. And this time we're going to find a tabletop. Palms under shoulders, knees under hips. And you might find those traditional cat-cows again if that felt good. Expanding and contracting. Or if you like, you might take some circles with your rib cage. Like you were trying to trace the inside of a barrel with your ribs. Allow that head and neck to flow freely. Maybe making circles with your ribs. When you're ready, switch directions. And we'll come right back to center and we're going to find a puppy pose. So hips stay over knees. Palms are going to walk forward to the top edge of your mat. Chest, elbows, armpits. Forehead drops down. Big opening across that heart and chest. Lots of reach in our tailbone. Hold it here for 4 or 5 breaths. One more. Gently we're going to press into our palms, lift our heart, and slither forward towards a Sphinx pose. So we've got elbows under our shoulders, forearms long, fingers wide. We're pressing into the earth with those forearms to lift our heart a little higher. And pressing into our toenails to firm up those quads. From here, we're going to take our right hand, bring it across your body like a handlebar. Send your left toes to the ceiling and your left hand back to that left foot. See if you can drag your heel into your tush for a little quad stretch. And those legs have done lots of good work today, so we want to honor them. Give them a little bit of love as a thank you. When you're ready, we'll release. We'll take our opposite side, so left elbow under shoulder, forearm across you like a handlebar, right toes to the sky, right arm back to that foot, and gently draw it in. Try to stay strong in that supported shoulder so we're not collapsing down, but staying nice and lifted and broad across our heart for one more breath. And then we'll release and unwind, come back to that Sphinx. Gently press into your palms, lift your elbows. Take your right arm, thread it underneath that left armpit. Try to come to the outer edge of your right shoulder and arm. And then allow yourself to fold over, almost like you were trying to fold your body in half, like a piece of paper. Maybe even thinking about pressing left armpit into right elbow pit. Both sets of fingertips might inchworm a little further away from you, perpendicular. Breathe into that right shoulder blade. One more breath here. Gently we'll press into left palm to unwind. And then reverse, threading left arm underneath, coming to the outer band of that tricep, shoulder, elbow, and then letting yourself fold in half. Feel your upper back expanding as you inhale and relaxing as you exhale. Let your head rest however's comfy. From here, we're simply going to roll onto our backs. So scooch and move however you need to make that flip. Once you find yourself on your spines, hug your knees in nice and tight like an egg. Give yourself a little squeeze. That little rock and roll right and left, like a little massage, final massage on the mat. We're going to draw our right knee in a little tighter, stretch our left leg long. Imagine someone has you by your left toes and they're trying to pull you up and off the mat. Find that long line. Again, a little more stretch in that quad and hip flexor. And a little release in our low back on the right side. When you're ready, we'll switch. Left knee in, right leg long. Feel that sensation of those right toes being drawn away from you. Really deepening into that stretch of our right leg. From here, we'll bring both knees back in, and we're going to come into a happy baby pose. So knees are bent, they come as wide as our armpits. Soles of the feet head to the ceiling, and you can either hold behind your thighs and draw down, or reach for the outer edges of your feet so your thumbs line up with your toes, and gently draw down. You might find stillness in this posture, or again, you might gently rock. Coming back to that little bit of spinal massage, that release in our sacrum and low back. We want to do our best to keep head, neck, and shoulders resting on the earth. And to let go of any tension in our throat, our jaw, our forehead. And give it one more breath here. We're going to release our feet, keep them nice and wide, but bring soles of the feet down to the mat. And then allow both knees to drop to the right like windshield wipers. This might be more than enough. You might already be feeling that deep, deep twist in the top of your left thigh. But if you want a little more, maybe take that right ankle and rest it on your left knee. Again, this is pretty intense into our knee joint, so if it's too much for you, let it go. Your hands can stay on your body, or they could come out like a cactus or a T. Our nose can point to the ceiling or to either thumb. Slowly we'll release that right side. Draw ourselves back to center. Come back to that neutral spine. And then let both knees drop to the left. Again, you have that option of staying right where you are. Or if you want a little more, left ankle on top of right knee. Still maintaining that windshield wiper shape though with knees and feet. Just adding that stack. Hands cup wherever feels good for you. Nose points in whichever direction is right for this side. Think about letting every exhale soften you a little further into the mat. And when you're ready, we'll release. Gently bring yourselves back to center. And we'll come into our Shavasana, our corpse pose. Legs outstretched and open. Arms in a low V, palm up. Hips and shoulders flat and steady on the earth. Our nose pointing to the ceiling. And maybe our eyes closing down. And just for a moment, scan your body from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. Notice how you're feeling now. Notice if there's anything else you can release or relax. Bring your focus to your mind. And take a little scan of the thoughts, of the feelings, of the ideas scrolling through. And see if there's anything you can let go of for now or set to the side. Anything that's not crucial to this moment. And bring your awareness to your breath. Without controlling or conforming it in any way, just notice how it flows. Notice where and how it moves. Notice how it feels. ready, you might begin to deepen your breath. Maybe take simple and soft movements with your fingers and your toes. Begin to stretch those arms up and overhead, finding a full body reach. And then slowly rolling to one side. Taking a fetal position, cradling your head in your bottom arm. And give yourself a couple blinks and a couple breaths. And slowly push up to a nice easy seat, however you're comfortable. All together, we'll take a big breath in, reaching arms up and overhead. Exhale, bringing palms to touch and thumbs to your heart. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy and your practice with me today. I hope you are feeling strong and free and proud of yourself for making time to be on the mat. Divine light in me loves and honors the divine light in you. Namaste. As always, I cannot wait to hear from you. Please comment or message. Let me know how you're feeling, what you liked or didn't like, and what you want more of in the future. Thank you.